Yo 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 yo. Hey everybody, this is Mr. G. In this video, we're going to talk about volume and how to find the volume of three-dimensional objects or three-dimensional shapes. We're mostly just going to talk about regular prisms or composite prisms. So let's get it. So first, volume is the measurement of how much a 3D shape can hold. So volume is talking about how much space you can fill it up with, or how much you can fill it up with. Okay. The base is another key term. That's the shape that names the 3D shape. So it's not necessarily the bottom. So that's important to know. So like if I were to talk about a triangular prism, let's see how good I am at drawing these. That's not too bad, right? So there's a triangular prism. And then here's it in the background. I'm doing the dotted lines or what's in the background that we can't necessarily see. There's my triangular prism. The base is not the bottom. Okay, because that bottom shape is a rectangle. For a triangular prism, the base is the shape that names the 3D shape. So like this triangle right here is the base of this prism. That is super important to know. Okay, so this triangle right here is the base. The height of the prism is the distance between the two bases. So the distance from this point to this base to the next base, that is the height of the whole entire prism. That's important to know because we're going to be using a formula which involves base and height, and we need to know those two things. So you already have this in your notes. However, if you need to write it bigger, make it bigger, okay? Because this is all that we're going to be doing this entire time. Volume of a prism is the area of the base times its height. So this capital B here doesn't just stand for base, it stands for area of the base. So that's why we just spent that time talking about what the base is, because you have to find the area of that shape in order to find the volume. Once you find the area of that particular base or that shape, then you just multiply it by the height of the whole prism, and that is what I'm talking about with that distance between the front triangle and the back triangle, or the front of the trapezoid to the back. Okay. The height is the distance between the two bases. So here we go. We have Bradley who has a tent. It's in the shape of a triangular prism. How many cubic feet of space are in his tent? So what I'm trying to do is ask him how much cubic feet of space is in his tent. So really it's asking for what's the volume? How much can I fill it up with? So what I need to do is I need to figure out, well, it's a triangular prism. So the base is this triangle on the front. I need to figure out what's the area of this triangle. Okay? Because I need to figure out what's the area of the base, and I need to multiply that by the height. The height I can figure out right now pretty easily. The height is the distance between the triangle, the two bases. So there's my height at 9 feet. So what I need to figure out now is what is the area of the base. So if I have to, you can always take the triangle and redraw it. I know the bottom 6 here. Looks like I have an arrow to this. Show that that's 4. It's also giving me the side height. I don't need this. This is information I don't need. It's telling me that's 5 feet, but it doesn't matter. I need to know the height at a right angle, which is 4 feet. The base is 6 feet. I have to know how to find the area of a triangle. That's why it was so important when we did area of composite figures that we gave you a list of all of your area formulas. So that's something that's really useful to know. So if there's any time you don't know how to find the area of something, it's going to be in that section, in 9.3 notes, where we give you all of these area formulas. So I'm trying to find the area of this front triangle. So I know area of a triangle is the base of the triangle times the height divided by 2. So that's 4 times 6. My height is 4, my base is 6. I gotta divide all that by 2. 4 times 6 is 24. Divided by 2, the area of this triangle is 12. So for the volume of the whole prism, I just gotta do 12 times 9. And that's it. So I found the area of the base. I figured out how much space does this part take. And once I take the amount of space that this part takes, I multiply it by how deep it goes. So that's going to take this space and fill it all the way through. 12 times 9 is 108. So that is 108, and we are cubic feet. That's feet cubed. and done. Nothing else to it. The biggest thing is knowing how to find the area of the base. That's by far going to be the most challenging aspect of this. So here we go, volume for area of the base times the height. So Teresa's setting up her tent. Her tent is in the shape of a trapezoidal prism. So it's a little bit different shape. I don't know if you guys noticed, a lot of tents are different shapes. How many cubic feet of space are in her tent? So this is the trapezoid because it has one set of parallel lines. These two lines are not parallel, so therefore it's not a rectangle. That's why it's a trapezoid. For formula, the formula of a trapezoid, we take the height, and that's base 1 plus base 2, and we multiply that by the height, and then we divide all that by 2. So if I'm looking at this trapezoid here, looks like the height here is 4 feet. Has that arrow going to it. And then we have a base up here of 4 feet. And I have a base up here of 6 feet. Those are all the information. That's all the information that I need to know. This 9 right here has nothing to do with the base, with the trapezoid. So now I can plug in my values for this trapezoid. My height is 4. The bases are the parallel lines of the trapezoid, so that's 4 and 6. I gotta divide all that by 2. So I know I'm kind of running out of space here, so I'm just going to take this and go yoinks over here. 4 plus 6 is 10. So that's 4 times 10 divided by 2. 4 times 10 is 40 divided by 2. So the area of the trapezoid is 40 divided by 2, which is 20. And then the height of the whole prism is this length right here, from the front trapezoid to the back trapezoid, which is 9. So I just get to do 20 times 9, which is 180. So Therese has a larger tent. Hers fills up 180 cubic feet versus the other one, which was 108. Okay. You're going to have three-dimensional composite figures. All this is find the volume of 3 different shapes and then adding it all together. Okay, so all that this is find the volume of 3 different shapes and then adding it all together. So here I have 1 shape, 2 shape, 3 shape. 3 different volumes that I need to find. Rectangular prisms and cubes are the easiest because for a rectangular prism, all you're really doing is taking the length times the width times the height. Because let's say I called this one my base, this rectangle right here. So that's 3 by 4. I can call this my base, find the area of this, which is just multiply these, and then I get to multiply by the height, which is going this way. So I should have done that in a different color, sorry. So for the volume of this rectangular prism, I'm just taking 3 times 3 times 4. It's 9 times 4, which is 36. The cool thing about volume versus surface area is volume, there's no subtraction that I have to do. I can still fill this in no matter what. Even though there's an overlap here on the outside, there is not on the inside. So on this particular one, I don't have to do any subtraction. The volume of this middle rectangular prism, let's see, the height is 1, the length is 1 here, the width is 2. So I1 is 2 times 1 times 1, which is 2 times 1, which is 2 cubic feet. That was an easy one when we have dimensions of 1. This last one over here, this one looks to be the same size as this one over here because it has the same dimensions. They're 3, 3, and 4. And we should already know, since we already did that problem, that it's 36. So what I need to do is I just need to add all 3 of these together, and that's going to give me 74. So when you're doing composite figures, it's just finding all 3 different shapes and then adding them together. And that's it, guys. So, things to remember. Let's write our formula down one more time, and let's label it so it's nice and big. Area of the base. And that's the height of prism. And then actually let's add to this. For height of prism, I want you to put distance between each base. For the two bases. Okay. That's all I got for you. You have two different, you have a triangular prism for your independent practice, you have a trapezoidal prism for your independent practice. Let's get both of those done. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask and let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Good is out.